often people are just like, got no money in my bank account, but I'm on holiday. And like, we kind of romanticize that, but that's just not wisdom. I'm currently reading a chapter in Proverbs every single day, and I'm on Proverbs 13, and let me tell you, this verse that stood out to me is just wisdom. But we all forget about it. Proverbs 13 verse 22, it says, a good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children, but a sinner's wealth is stored up for the righteous. It's the first half that stood out to me. Wisdom. A good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children. Which is just so contrary to what I think a lot of people think and do now, because nowadays you hear like YOLO, you never know what's going to happen. I earn this money, I should spend it. I feel like going on holidays, I'm going, and I'm speaking to myself because I love a holiday, mate. But a good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children. This isn't even just their children, this is their grandkids, the future generation. This is what wisdom is thinking long term, not just on the here and now, which unfortunately is what a lot of us do. And I was just finished reading this book, and it really reminded me that social media is so easy to become influenced, especially on like TikTok. I love TikTok, but the amount of videos you watch within like 20 minutes is crazy. And you've just got 20 minutes of random people telling you what they think, their opinion. And without even realising it, subconsciously, you're like taking it all in and holding on to some of it, letting go of some of it. And it's influencing the way you think, which is why the Bible's great, because it's the same yesterday, today and forever. You can trust, rely and lean on it. And it's literally God speaking to us, so we can trust it. But yeah, a good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children. And I was thinking, you know, like nowadays everyone's like, oh, I can't afford to move out, the prices of everything's gone up, which this is a fact, this isn't lies. And yet if you think of the people who have bought houses literally in like London, far out, wherever, it's usually because their grandparents have left them an inheritance. Wisdom. And I know, again, obviously we're living in different times. You know, 50 years ago, 60, 70, 80, whatever, they could buy a house for about £5. Not literally, but you know, everything was cheaper back then. But this principle stays the same, like a good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children. So obviously it's good to go on holiday, it's good to spend your money on yourself. It's also good to save, which is, I feel like a lot of people on TikTok don't say. Often people are just like, got no money in my bank account, but I'm on holiday. And like, we kind of romanticize that, but that's just not wisdom. And often these people are just posting it because they know it's going to go viral. They've probably got money and saved, but they don't say that on TikTok. So yeah, just a good reminder to be wise, to save, to think ahead of time, future plan. That's wisdom. So yeah, thank you. Proverbs 13 verse 22. Great verse.